Welcome back, guys. I'm Evie, owner and creative director of Evielutions Design, where I help businesses with web development, graphic, and printing. Okay, so today's topic is going to be how to balance work, family, and life as a business owner. As we all know, everyone goes through, difficult times trying to find a way to keep your family and friends happy and your home in order while also achieving success in your career. So, as an entrepreneur, balancing work, home life, and other activities can definitely prove to be even more challenging. But don't worry, because I've got a few tips for you guys that will help make sure balance is achieved in life while still pursuing what really matters most, which is success with work and your personal life. You can have it all. You just need, the right strategy. So, as usual, let's jump right into it. All right, so we're going to start off with create a list with your top to-dos in your home, work, and life each day. Okay, so you want to focus on 3 tasks daily in business, self-development, and home, using the Priority 3s notebook. The key to having it all is prioritization. I know for me, when my kids were little, I mean, they're grown now, but I found myself sometimes looking up and it's 7 p.m. The kids have come home from school and I hadn't stepped away from my work. I moved past this stage in my life when I got really focused on just one thing I could do every day in those 3 categories. And so once I did this, I felt so much more on top of my goals and in tune with what was most important at home. So as I mentioned in my previous video, I will be launching my Priority 3s notepad soon here. And that specifically helps with this topic that we're discussing today. There'll be a section each day for sharing your gratitudes, also a section for your business, self-development, home, and family, which I found to be, the more important areas of my day-to-day life. Next, you want to figure out a schedule that works for you and stick to it. You can have a successful business without neglecting your personal life if you spend time creating an effective schedule that works for you. It is important to prioritize work and family time. You want to set aside certain hours during the day for work and other times for friends and family. And then that way, when you are working, you won't have to feel guilty or distracted. Work time is exclusively for work, while personal time may be spent as you choose. So a lot of people feel like having a schedule is restricting, but in reality, it gives you the freedom to do what you want because you'll have peace of mind. And I can explain to you guys how much peace of mind is so important. Knowing that everything that is important has a time and place on your schedule and will get done when the time comes. The next thing you want to do is eliminate all distractions while you're working. So on the same note, it's so important to be focused on work during those working hours. You want to use strategies like turning off your phone or putting it in do not disturb. Also shutting your door if you're working from home so you can stay zoned in on the task at hand. And you'll accomplish many more tasks in less time than if you had, allow yourself to become sidetracked by checking email every 5 minutes or getting pulled into rabbit holes that wasn't on your agenda for the day. So creating a space that is solely for working is also very important. Otherwise, you'll get distracted or want to be doing something, other than working. So you really don't want to work in the same space that you place your bills to be paid or you eat your meals. And I know it's easier said than done. I also struggled with this too for many years because I didn't have like an exact, full dedicated space. I had a desk in my bedroom for many years until I actually converted a bedroom into an office. And let me tell you, it makes a world of difference. But at the same time, when I did have my desk in my bedroom, I overall am pretty good with separating home, from work. So I didn't really get too distracted with, oh, let me do the laundry, let me wash the dishes, those types of things. My time was dedicated to work, and probably too much. My issue was more so learning when to pull away. So I get it. If you can't afford a whole room or area, at least dedicate a desk or corner of a room with a door as your space to work within. This same strategy goes for, other rooms as well. The living room and your bedroom should not be used for work. These are spaces for personal time to relax or spend time with your family or friends. So using and optimizing these areas separately helps your brain associate them in that way, meaning your brain will automatically be more present in your shared space because it knows that it's not, the place to be thinking about business at the time. So let's talk about working from home with children. Okay, it can be a blessing and a curse. You get to spend more time with your family, but the everyday distractions of the household can be hard to work through. This is where creating a designated work hours is an absolute must. That means no interruptions or questions from mommy until at least like 3:30 or whatever time you designate. This really helps both the parent and the children with a set time to work. You can feel punctual and focused while your little ones know when they can expect some interaction with you. It's also a good opportunity for them to start learning that there is a life outside of themselves. It's important to stagger your work times to allow some time during the day where your children can get your attention. So it's okay to take those little breaks. Just don't get too distracted where you forget to come back to work, and that takes away from a chunk of your day. And then that way they know that you will make time to answer all of those burning questions that they have throughout the day. And so using these strategies will help you actually unplug when you do in your workday. Nothing is worse than working all day long and then feeling a heavy cloud over your evening when you are meant to be relaxing and enjoying time with your friends and family. It's so not healthy for you, and it's not fair to the people in your life who expect to get, your time as well. Next, you want to communicate with your family about your work obligations. Sit down with your significant other and talk about how you'll communicate during the times when one person has more responsibilities than usual at work. So for female entrepreneurs, this can be especially more important because usually most of the household duties fall on the female partners in the relationship. Communicating about this ahead of time eliminates so many arguments and misunderstandings. It is incredibly easy to fall into the trap of trying to be a superwoman and do everything out all at once, but instead of pulling out more of the stops, sit down and have open conversations with the people in your life about what you can do for them. Starting a business is hard work, and there will be times that not everything can get done, and it will be important to have support at home when this happens. Next, I want to talk about get help if needed. Okay. If this balancing act is just too much for you or your family to handle, that's okay. There are so many ways to outsource some of the tasks that you feel are holding you back. I talked about this so many times about outsourcing, but I don't think people really think about outsourcing when it comes to the personal side of their life. It's more business. And so hiring help does not need to look like getting a maid or a nanny. Sometimes it just looks like getting your groceries delivered with an app. Like Instacart, or hiring a meal kit delivery service. It could also look like trading off babysitting duties with a friend once a week so you both can get an evening of quiet time to get ahead on work or have, date night. So at work, it can look like, hiring help on the areas of your business that aren't in your zone of genius. You can hire an assistant, are an as needed basis, on an as needed basis, or hire contractors for specific areas of your business like social media or graphic design. At the end of the day, hiring help in these areas can free up so much of your time so that you can focus on what is actually important. So you really want to be flexible and don't put too much pressure on yourself. It's hard to balance the demands of home, work, and life as a business owner. And while you do want to have a schedule that works for you, be flexible when things inevitably come up. If your kid, gets sick and you need to take the day off, that's okay. If a work crisis comes up and you have to stay late or, work a little bit later, that's okay too. Listen, don't let the feelings of guilt creep in when, things happen. Pushing yourself is a great thing, but no one could be on top of it all every day without a break, so don't beat yourself up. If things go wrong from time to time, life happens. Just roll with it, okay? Last but not least, I want you to enjoy the journey, okay? Starting your business is so rewarding and you should be proud of what you built. But because this is something you are growing and learning with, it can take some time to find that work-life balance. So when everything is going well, be sure to recognize those little victories. Oh my God, that's so important. Take the time to pat yourself on the back, share, with your friends and family. And if these things at work or home get hectic, remember to be grateful. I know I feel lucky every day that we live in a world where anyone can be a business owner if they want to enough. And so I hope sharing my personal strategies has helped inspire you to find your own ways of achieving balance as a business owner. So as usual, stay tuned for more. And be sure to comment below if you have any tips for female entrepreneurs trying to, balance that work, life, home, atmosphere. What are some things that you guys have done? Please feel free to share in the comments below. And until next time, you guys have a blessed week. Bye.